You doing all right, Bob? Good. We'll wait for Taylor.
Did they give you a handout? Did you get a handout, Bob?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. Oh no, I'm trying to. We can share.
I know.
Okay, you ready, Taylor? You ready? Ready, everybody? All right, it's 3:00. The meeting of the Arts Committee, Jacksonville Beach Arts Committee, will come to order, please. May I have roll call?
Chad Lebenz, Terry Deloach,
Yes.
Bob Angelieri,
Yes, here.
Trey Phillips,
Present. Great, we're here. Okay, do we have approval of the minutes? I didn't see anything. I didn't see a reason not to approve them, so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from, what was that date?
15th of January.
Yep.
Second.
Second. Okay, approved. Okay, any old business?
Not at this time.
Okay.
We've got plenty of new business.
Okay, then let's get started. Okay, new business.
Let's dive in.
Fire away.
And then something that's not, I'm echoing really bad. Something that's not, I'll talk loud enough. Something that's not on here, we, for some reason, our agendas always miss public comment. I know usually if we have members of the public, the chair always asks if anybody has anything they would like to comment. So before we dive in, does anybody have anything they would like to say? Any remarks? No? Okay. So, yeah.
Maybe later, because I'm not sure. Like, the comment will be according to what you're going to talk about, or
So usually at the beginning of the meeting, just like it would be at City Council, if somebody wants to address the board, you have 3 minutes. So
I would love to do that if it happens now.
yeah.
But I'm also patient enough to wait.
No, you can go. Yeah, now's good. Just make sure you say your name and address for the record. Do you need that for public comment?
I will go later and write it down for you. Okay?
Oh, that's perfect. Yep.
My name is Aaron. Nice to meet you. I'm doing experience entertainment, and it's kind of a new field in activating large crowds.
Okay.
And I'm from Atlantic Beach, and right now we're working with Atlantic Beach City on activating Downton Island and Howell Park and Johnson Park. And I came here just to meet you guys and see who you are, because you're like the big neighbors of Atlantic Beach, which are small and fragile in a way. Yes, it is. And I recently relocated from Israel. This is where my accent comes from, where I did the same thing for Tel Aviv, for the city, which means instead of, let's say, the chair, paint the chair, the nice chair that you put on, you would also add a story to it. So it's not only merely visual, it's actually activating the people to go through a forest, a city, or any monuments that you have in town, including businesses, including parties and gatherings, because in a way, to make it short, when a lot of a big crowd comes to a big fest, a big stage, you'll see less people dancing, because the more people you have, the bigger the show is, but the effect is a little bit lesser effect for that. We're going into an era in the world where people like a little bit smaller gathering, 100, 150, maybe 200 people, then a little bit more closer in contact or relationship to each other, and it costs a fraction of the budget usually, because you don't need a whole big production. You just take the big budget and split it into small little packs. So this is it. This is who I am. Thank you for letting me talk and introduce myself.
Yeah.
And I hope we'll have opportunity in the future to maybe collaborate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You might want to put together some kind of proposal or something to present to the city. Would that be would that be
Samples, if you want. I will leave
appropriate?
Yeah, you can leave it with him.
Oh, you do have something, okay. Okay, sorry, I missed that. I should have asked for public commentary.
No, it's our fault. For whatever reason, the agendas do not like to populate with public comment, so
Okay.
that's on us.
Chad always asks.
All right, with that being said, we will dive in. We've got 6 new lovely dumpster enclosures that are just blank walls, desperate for some paint. Again, we're really excited to kind of expand our public art reach a little further in the district. Most of what we've done thus far has been really, really centralized to the heart of downtown. So I think it's really cool that we're expanding this kind of as far as our district goes. The chair is not here, but when we get to the stage of discussing the various proposals, I do have his feedback and his top scores, so I'll be able to share, even though, because he is not physically here, he is unable to vote, but he is able to provide input through me, so I will read off his comments. And then we did, this always pains me to do, but we did have a small handful of candidates that applied that were unfortunately not of the beaches, did not live or work, which in the call specified it was the 3 beach communities. I will say that whenever we do another call that maybe isn't just 3 beach communities, they would be wonderful to reach out to because, like I said, it pains me to have to not include those proposals.
I have a question about that. We have basically 17 applicants for this.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, is that due to the fact that we did localize the application area, or the fact that they're dumpster enclosures, or both?
I mean,
don't know.
honestly, probably a little of all the above.
Yes.
I also do know that in some of our previous calls, just to be frank, the budgets were larger.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some people were seeking those, higher dollar amounts. This was the smallest square footage we've done, so this was a little bit less. And some of our previous folks who didn't apply this time are honest, they're busy. They just don't have the time, the bandwidth right now. And to be clear, the goal obviously is always to review and make a confident and comfortable recommendation for whatever we're going after. This is a unique one because this is the first time we are seeking 6. I know that's a lot to digest. And so as always, the committee is able to make a recommendation, or if you don't feel that there's enough or you are also able to defer and opt
What,
to.
who makes up the staff besides you and Heather? The staff.
You're looking at it.
Well, I think you guys did pretty good.
Come on, the
To me.
communication.
No,
No.
because I was reading, the staff, and I said, oh, okay, it's got to be,
So
But
I
you guys did pretty good,
I
given
went
the fact that they're
through-
slim pickings. I have maybe one alternative. We'll get into that later.
okay. No,
But,
I mean, and
you guys did pretty good.
I mean, and I'm not just saying this. I feel like I've said it every time. I'm consistently really impressed with the talent that we do have. We're narrowing this down to 3, relatively small communities, and we still receive as much talented portfolios that we do. I mean, it's great. It makes our job really easy to go through because all I have to do is make sure they apply correctly and they live or work out here. So that's like really the easy part. I always say I don't envy you guys having to really narrow those down. But to your point about staff, I looked at them and went through, and then I felt like because here recently we've had a really big push with communications with the team and with branding, and we're really putting an emphasis on communications. They've recently expanded, so I did have both members of the communications team look through these with me as well. So any staff comments or feedback are kind of a collective group of CRA and communications.
Gotcha.
But again, I cannot reiterate this enough. We are city staff. We are not trained artists. We are not trained art professionals. I can look at art all day and love it and think it's beautiful, but we do not have that same technical eye. So please, just know that and take
Cut yourself short.
our recommendations as you will, but
No, you guys did pretty
The,
good. I thought so.
Yeah, I think you did very well on that. I did have a couple people that approached me about that were outside the city, and I said, well, if you
it's really
the thing to do
unfortunate.
would maybe find somebody that's in the city, that's an artist,
Partnerships are
and
always welcome.
partner with them.
Yep.
And I said, you know, by all means, if you partner with somebody that is a resident of Jacksonville Beach, then you could apply. So, and, you know, I don't
Yep.
know if they did or not, to tell you the truth, but they weren't
Before
on the
we
list.
start, I do have one more question. I looked for the call to artists for this dumpster thing, and I couldn't find it. Was that available to us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it-
didn't find it. Were there instructions about, you know, some of these scoring and criteria I found, you know, maybe it's the teacher in me about people not paying attention or following instructions. But I was looking for the diagrams of the four walls and the three walls, and a lot of these I
Yeah.
scored low because they didn't
So-
supply that. Were they supposed to? Was that in the criteria that you sent out?
It was a little, I'll be honest, it was much more vague than previous calls
Okay.
because there are 6 different dumpsters. So I did not feel that it was fair to ask an artist to wrap this around 6 different, because they don't know which they're going to
Okay.
be selected for. So I do think when it comes to that area of
Okay.
scoring, we need to give a little grace.
Okay, I can do that. Then I can
I-
revisit this.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with this, because this is a unique call, this is the first we've done where we're trying to seek multiple different ones, and they're all similar in size, but they're all a little different. The door placement's different.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little angular because the slope of the parking lot. So I think we need to give grace. Yes, we need to give
Yeah.
grace in that category, and just understand, you know, they're professionals. They'll be able to wrap their mural
Of course.
wherever we
I
decide
just
it's
didn't know
most
if it was
appropriate.
in the call.
Yeah.
That criteria.
The only thing that was like super bold and red, and like I said, it really like hurt to have to not consider some, was that you had to be at the 3 beach communities, live, or work. And unfortunately, we got a handful that did not, and it was really unfortunate because them not making it to this round was not a reflection of their work. So,
Well,
but it's the rule, is what it is.
After some of the other murals that we put out there,
Mhm.
for the request for proposals, we had decided to try and roll back in the beaches
Mhm.
to include an exclusive beach community project.
Yep.
It was already that project.
Yeah.
And so we'd already said that.
Yep.
We wanted to give something back to the beach, to the beach artists. And so I think it's very successful.
Yep. Okay, so we kind of got 2 ways we can do this. And again, we're all kind of, this one's going to be a little unique because this is the first time we've tried to get 6 murals in one meeting. So everybody bear with us. We can, if you guys have scored them and you are comfortable, I've got a spreadsheet, and what we can do, we can go in the order of the presentation. So we can click to the submission, briefly discuss. Everyone can kind of give their overall score of the 3 5-point categories. So with a max of 15 points. I will record those, and then we can do like we've done in the past, where luckily it's been one, and we've all had a unanimous, this person scored the highest. We can go through score as we go through the presentation. I will record scores, and then we can look back and see if there are standouts where kind of across the board everyone is scoring favorably. Is everyone comfortable with that?
I think what we did, correct me if I'm wrong, what we did the last time in a situation like this, we actually called out our top, was it 5 or 6, and then you wrote those down, and then it narrowed it down incredibly quickly.
Yeah, I think the only thing with this one is we're trying to get 6. If we were trying to get 1, I would probably say let's call out top 3 and go
Yeah.
from there. I think if we get cracking, and we can just kind of move through the PowerPoint quick, and like I said, we'll score in order of the presentation and see where we land.
Okay,
We got like 16 to get through.
okay,
We can do it.
Yep.
Ready?
ready.
All right. Okay, I say that, and then the clicker doesn't work. So that's all right. As a reminder, these are the 6 locations. The recommendation that staff made when we went out and just kind of looked were based off of some murals were very, I feel like it was easy to kind of reposition them just based on the content. Some were not. So that's where our recommendation kind of stemmed from. But again, We're going to have to be flexible. As a reminder, the 3 categories, everyone that's in this presentation gets a yes for local and a yes for experience. So those are all good. They've been vetted. Everyone's great. Professionalism, which was just the quality of the submission. Again, keeping in mind, that's probably why you did not see the professionalism in the sense of actually superimposing the image over the enclosure, is because they really didn't know which one to impose it over. So keep that in mind, please. Connection to the beach. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to say Jack's Beach or our
Right.
logo. It's just, we have a very broad statement of embrace the beach life. And I think that gives a lot of creative flexibility. So keep that in mind. And then just the quality of what they submit, their visual impact and just the artistic merit of what they submitted to us. All right, so this one is up first. This is superimposed actually over the Sun Deli dumpster, so that's pretty easy to visualize. This was Deborah McKinney of Jacksonville Beach. All right, what? You can give me, if everyone wants to give me your number out of 15. 14. I like it.
12.
Okay,
15.
perfect. All right. And again, these are just some of the samples of the prior work submitted. Really great attention to detail. All right, this one was from Atlantic Beach. I feel like she provided a really unique narrative. It gave some, really cool line design. And then this was the design provided. It's called Celestial Tides. So again, the narrative. And then prior work. Okay.
Microphone. Can we turn mics on, please? Microphone.
Oh, will you guys turn your mics on so when we're saying the scores? I'm sorry.
I was, honestly, I was going as per your recommendations. Those are the 6 that I scored seriously with one alternate.
Okay.
And I scored that one as well, but I did not score
That's okay.
the artists outside of your recommendations.
Okay.
Maybe that was a misunderstanding on my part.
That's okay. Then let's get Terry's and we'll just kind of put a dash here for now and we'll circle back on those. That's easy.
12. I could do that.
Perfect. Moving right along. All right. Michael Kulik of Atlantic Beach.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Michael Kulik. 14.
Okay.
13. I did want to comment that.
Your microphone, please.
restroom design-
Oh, will you turn your mic on? Sorry.
I did want to comment that I thought his restroom design, which was further down on the same, was actually a stronger graphic design than what we're presented with, and I'm wondering if he could maybe make
Bolder.
yeah
Yeah, I
the,
thought the same thing.
colors are a little the same, so
Okay.
it kind of washes out. So if you go back to the restroom design,
It was bolder.
you see it's bolder
Yeah.
Okay.
and it pops more. Again, it just seemed a little wishy-washy, for lack of a better word. So that's why I gave him a 13.
Okay. This, again, it does not go to voting, but I will say the chairman scored this one as well at a 15. So,
The only comment could be that, do we give the same guy another one or do we give another artist a chance? I mean, he wins, I know, because it would be nice. That was just the only comment somebody might bring up, that he did do the restrooms. Can we give
Okay.
someone else one?
Yeah. Well, that's
I
why
don't
we're
think-
here, man. You know,
he won fair and square.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm just
I
saying.
think if we were going to make that determination, we would have done it. We should have done it before.
Right.
For sure. I don't think we penalize him.
I agree with that. And
But-
I know it's going to look nice. I'm just saying that's the kind of.
Oh, you're right. I mean, it's a valid concern for sure, and it's definitely worth bringing up.
But are we open to will they be open to suggestions to maybe bold, maybe just?
I mean, I don't want to misspeak, but in my experience with everybody we've worked with on murals, they're always open to modifying.
Just because all you got to do is look at the restroom and go, they would just like it a little bit more contrast between colors. Just
Yeah,
a little
again,
bit.
I don't want to answer for him,
Yeah.
but I've obviously already worked with him on one mural, and I feel pretty confident that he would be very okay with
I
that.
think
I would be very surprised if he felt otherwise. So,
No, and I'm sure he'll wrap it on the right side to get the parking lot with the best
Sure.
color and
Yep.
blend in the part on the other side.
all right. All right, Josh. He has applied a couple times. His work's got a really distinct design. I instantly knew it when I saw it, and he actually submitted several.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll kind of go
So I
through.
have two that I gave 13.
Okay, which one?
I think that we could use the one that y'all said, the tropical escape,
That's this one.
or the paradise one.
Or okay, wait,
I think
not that.
no, the
Um,
one that's got all the flowers.
That one.
I agree
I
with you.
And either one of those, I think, would work. Of his, what did he do? 6.
12.
12.
On his
On the recommended
That one.
tropical escape,
Got it.
it kind of it's a fantasy, a bit of fantastical theme, which is really not real for this area, but it incorporates all the feel of the beach life.
It's definitely different than
I
everything
think
we've
it'll wrap
done.
it.
Yeah.
Having different subjects that could probably wrap around the enclosure pretty
Yeah.
well.
That's going to be the trick for him is
I think
putting that on 3 good walls.
would look good.
So
Yeah.
I gave him a 14.
On this one.
No.
Oh.
I concur
Okay.
that
With-
Tropical Paradise, because I just thought it read better.
Okay.
The problem I had with the other one that we were discussing was it reminded me of Hawaii and not Jacksonville Beach.
Yeah,
So,
so
but,
That's
but the Tropical Paradise was very clean, bold, and,
Okay.
and would work well, I think, on something like that.
Okay. What did you put this one at? Just since.
I didn't.
Okay. Nope. Okay.
I did. It was either Tropical Paradise
14 for
or
fun.
none.
Got it. Yep. All good with that. Nobody wants to consider the raccoon.
Lower. That was
Alright.
a 10. That was 11.
Okay. 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 Yeah, this is pretty.
That's 13. That was
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, his prior work, really unique, cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
On the ones that, on the people that didn't, I'll just say up front, so I don't have to repeat it. The ones that I had questionable experience, I didn't put a yes, I just put a question mark because, when somebody is applying for an outdoor arena or an outdoor enclosure or whatever, and all they have is some rooms in a house or something like that, then I've got a little bit of a question mark about their ability to do something outside and their experience. So that's all. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I think there's definitely double-edged sword, a little bit, because I think also some people that are kind of trying to break out in the arts world. I
Right.
mean, this isn't the most glamorous. I mean, let's just be honest. It's
no,
it's a dumpster enclosure,
Yeah, that's what I
but
was saying, that
I
the
think
gender
it's a
economy-
really, it affords also, kind of on the other end of that, it can also be a really unique opportunity for someone to have that breakout opportunity to finally hey, I can do really good work on walls. I can do really good work in a restaurant. Let me show you what I can do outdoors as well.
It's not only that, but the experience and the locality of the artist didn't come into the grading anyway.
It kind of,
Not with me,
I would beg to differ
graded
by
on
the yes, by the third,
the point system for
yeah,
the
by the
top
point
3
system, whether
categories.
they had the ability
Okay.
to expand. I would just say, again, some of these murals would take maybe 2 days for $4,000. That's not a small sum for anybody or an artist, especially $4,000 for what potentially could be 2 days' work. So I'd just like to see a little bit of. I would like to see a little bit of mural work. Just because we've always done that. We've always kind of looked. I understand what you're saying, but that's not. we're not the testing ground for these artists in the sense that we want the best that we can get, in my opinion.
Okay.
We're paying, again, a decent dollar for that work, and we deserve to get a professional finished product.
Well, these projects are ground level. Probably a step ladder is going to be the hardest piece of equipment to move. They're going to have to use some drop cloths, rollers.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
this is not a lift. This is not a parking lot.
No.
Scaffolding, probably, or a small scaffold. So
Yeah.
this is a job that those people can do, and
Yeah.
I think it is a chance for somebody who. I agree with what you're saying. The experience when I see the pictures, I wonder. But I also have to have just like Taylor saying, have some consideration that this is pretty easy,
Yeah,
and with the right outdoor paint,
it's not a
They're gonna be
difficult
able to-
task.
paint some more on there, paint over the part that they might not like the first time. It might take a few more
You
days.
throw 4 people on there and $1,000 a piece. You could do it in a day, possibly. So, I mean, depending on the.
And I think that I think once they get awarded, they're going to have a chance to really figure out what their dumpster is going to do on what side. And
I don't
there'll
think
be a lot
anybody's
more-
going to try to blow through this either. I mean, if we're giving them the opportunity to
Well,
display their work,
if we look at Tropical Paradise, the one we just talked about, Tropical
with
Paradise with
flowers.
Jose, that, I have to say that I think that's something that could be done with one person, can be done in a couple days. With 2 or 3 or 4 people, could be done literally 24 hours or so.
no, yeah, that's
you know.
that's possible. But
Yeah.
at the risk of quality, I don't think these artists are
Well, once
going
we
to
award it,
jeopardize that.
that goes back. That's they're awarded the project, and that's why we have to make sure that they do have the experience for the quality,
Sure.
because we're paying for these pieces,
Yeah.
and they reflect Jacksonville Beach. And if they don't, anyway, enough of that.
You're exactly right, though. And some people may not have photographs of the experience, like you say. Walls versus outdoor situations that we hope can last 5, 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
At least 3 years.
I do also, when we get them, there's only so much room, and a file can only be so big when you have to upload through an online platform. So I do like to always try to, when we're kind of vetting through candidates, go to their website, see if they have an Instagram, and just really kind of get a feel for who they are as an artist beyond just uploading 3 files to
Yeah.
our platform. So we really do try to make sure that we look at all areas that we can.
Well, you know what, Terry? We can keep up with that. I mean, there's 3 or 4 of us, 5, 6 of us. My point of view is that as an artist, if you're going to put your name on something, then that's your calling card. And I don't think anybody's in this. At least I like to think that they're not in it just to grab the $4,000 and blow through something that's not going to represent.
I'm not saying they would do that.
There-
I'm just saying that the difficulty of graphic design is such that, like, Tropical Paradise is not a difficult graphic design, like, say, the one that we asked to have bolder, a little bit bolder colors.
That's right.
Michael Cullen, his project demands much more work, and certainly you cannot do what I just mentioned. But
Oh,
this one,
Mike, will you turn
you
your mic on?
certainly could.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's keep rolling. Brianna. This one.
Like, here's a question, like Terry's saying, do we know about any experience? Doesn't show any what's.
Yeah, I mean, so she had some outdoor experience. It looks like one of them in particular is on the UNF Eco Adventure.
Correct.
So I mean, she definitely has the experience, and there was definitely a story behind the concept.
I had 9.
Okay.
I did not grade this one.
Okay.
No.
Moving right along. All right. Russell Wilson. He's Jack's Beach.
I was
Lots.
15.
15.
That's why I concur with the
All right.
staff.
The chairman did note also for this one, he put 15.
Yeah, I gave this one a 13. The flowers, as simple as they may be, do represent,
Hibiscus.
the growth here at the beach, the morning glories,
Sunflower. Yeah,
Okay.
15.
Okay.
The dumpster's white. I think it would really be really bright.
All right. And then here are some of his prior work.
Yeah.
So he's done both indoor and outdoor work as well.
He's got experience.
All right, Beth. It's a really pretty turtle.
I have 12,
Okay.
and I have the comment of this is one of those, and there's some other ones. This is one of those things like maybe I don't think it's really in whether we penalize anybody or not, but like if us as a board or if maybe for calls or something, are we going to keep trying to get turtles like we already have a couple turtles? Or are we and do that because we're going to do turtle sculptures and stuff, or do we try to say we have enough turtles?
Okay.
It
What
is
do you guys
it is our icon,
It is, and
our image.
so I don't know, and I'm sure that people will be able to wrap that around the dumpster. So I don't know. I think I had 12 on
We
that.
do love a sea turtle.
You're right, and I was just saying that's something.
Gotta love them. I gave
Yeah. Would
this one.
I'm 12.
This was one I would call my alternative to the
Okay.
recommended.
so this is one of your
I
high
gave
scores, too.
Beth a this 13.
Okay. This was also,
Yeah.
again, not for voting purposes, but just for information. The chair gave this a 14, so this was also almost perfect
I think I just
for Chad as well.
14.
Okay. Great. And then some of prior work. Obviously, it's done work outdoors and has experience painting large animals.
Very talented.
no
Yeah.
you can paint.
It's beautiful. All right. All right. This is Danielle Cleary.
11.
Okay.
I did not score this one. I
Okay.
was curious, are those
Yeah.
superimpositions of Scotty's stuff?
They are. I
I don't know why she would do that.
because they're working together.
Oh,
I know the little backstory on that.
Oh yeah, we recognized him
Yeah,
instantly as soon
and-
as we saw them. We were like,
Yeah.
"We've seen this
And I-
before. Hold
And
on."
that's a
I-
photograph.
what are
Very
we doing
cool.
here?
I have
Very
to
cool.
admit, I'm a big fan of his work. I'll say that right up front.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just think it makes people smile when
Sure.
they see his images. And so I did give it a 14.
Perfect.
I was going to ask that they could remove that kind of graphic doily pattern around the sun.
Got it.
And that way we could focus a little bit more on just the
Yeah.
sunrisers and the images. But
Yeah.
I just think his images make people smile, and so I gave it a 14.
It is, but, it is something that is extremely recognizable to a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah, it's very
Those- It's a very distinct style of
Yeah.
animal. I mean, I instantly knew exactly
You
where
know
they came from
exactly
as soon as I
yeah.
opened it. So,
Scotty.
and this was also very favorable with Chad as well. And then, again, really great portfolio, really cool work.
Yeah, it's definitely.
All right.
All right, so she was not in the staff. Okay.
All right. This one, I will say this one was very favorable with our communications department. And just because, the Life Saving Station is such a treasured piece of history. The only thing that I was cautioned on actually by communications was if this ended up being one of the top 6, we would work with the artist to make sure the logo and verbiage, even though it's just on a mural, we have to be very careful with the logos and the verbiage of what the Life Saving Station is and what it says. That I learn something new every day. So if this was one of the top ones, I would work very closely with the artist and just make sure they're in touch with the right folks here to make sure we don't get ourselves into any trouble.
All right, well, I have a 10 on this one.
Okay.
Because I thought maybe something like this or a postcard, lucky one or something would be okay. But, of course, I'm in the sign business. You'd have to put a black outline on the Jacksonville beach or it needs to be a different color. But
Okay.
Well, no, this one went ungraded. Once again, I was going basically with the recommendations from the staff, and this was not one that you had chosen.
This was favorable also with Chad. He likes this one.
He likes this one. Okay.
Mhm.
What did he
Ten.
score?
You give
He
some-
gave this
It-
12.
12. I gave it a 13.
Okay,
It's whimsical to me. I
Yeah.
mean, they,
I like it.
it's not bad.
and you could make
Lifeguard
it go
station is
over.
falling into the ocean a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay.
I think we could work with it.
Yeah,
We could tweak it.
You know,
It'll be
look
okay.
at that, you know?
That's not going to be.
Really though, I mean the style from the rendering to the actual work was pretty spot on. Really cool work. Different style. All right, Nancy from Atlantic Beach. It's hard to read on the screen. I know. I'm really sorry. I wish it was larger. It was very interesting the concept because it does have the history, commitment to service, celebrating the ocean, recreation, and so each one of the circles were kind of something a little bit different. So open that for discussion. And
Troy?
again, really unique style.
I read it on my laptop. I gave it a 9.
A 9.
9.
No,
Bob?
no, this one wasn't one of
Okay,
the recommendations. I thought it was a bit
let me go back.
elementary looking for what I would call artwork, but that's me.
I thought the concept was interesting, like you
Yeah.
did.
think so.
But I do think there's maybe a little lack of experience and graphic quality, and blah, blah, blah. So I did give it a 10.
Okay.
But it was an interesting concept. I just think it needed to be worked a bit more.
Okay.
That's all.
Yep, got it. All right, Elise, Jacksonville Beach. Love
How can you not love
I know.
this?
Yep. All right.
I know, and I mean, I gave it a 10 because it would definitely work on an enclosure and you could go on different sides and everything. But didn't you guys hear the city council meeting the other night? About off-leash dogs?
Yeah, I mean it's in certain times of the year they
We
could
can-
run off leash.
We could paint leashes on them. It's fine.
Yeah,
We can pivot. We can be flexible.
Well, I-
I'm just saying, if it was a top one, we can work with the artist for sure to make sure we
Yeah.
respect
Show
the
leashes.
rules.
Yeah. They could.
Don't encourage anyone to break the rules, right?
that's
all right,
right.
I got a 10.
Okay. What was yours, Terry?
Actually, 14.
Okay.
I love the dogs. It just makes me laugh, and I think it would be really easy to manage leashes.
Yeah.
You put in a leash on there, they could do it. I just think it's kind of that's the beach. People bringing their dogs to the beach.
It
and
used to
stuff.
be.
It's really
I'm sorry.
It used to be.
Well,
I remember the days when
depends on how early you get there.
I'm a regular on the beach. I know all about it.
all right.
not that way anymore.
All right, this is Emily from Atlantic Beach. Again, gave us a really, I think, nice narrative that tied in with the concept that we were given.
I have a 9.
Okay.
This was another experience thing, but
Okay.
I've already talked.
Yes, and this one went ungraded by me. Unfortunately, I missed the boat on the directions of that.
Okay.
Funny enough, I have 12, but
Okay.
it's got elements that could be really. The graphic quality of it's quite nice. I was wondering if she could go to the next rehearse standing that wave. It would have been nice to have seen her present something like that wave in the mirror for the enclosure too. Because I just thought,
Yeah, I'm not sure what medium that wave is, though.
it
I
looks
don't-
like it's on a canvas, a large.
Yeah, I'm not-
canvas.
Probably it looks like a 4x8 sheet of plywood or something.
so.
That's probably what it
Yeah,
is.
but that would have anyway.
Okay.
Enough said.
All right.
12.
We have another really cool, really pretty turtle.
All right, I have a 10.
Okay.
Same thing. Common is another turtle, and I don't know.
Bob,
I did
definitely
not.
could wrap it
I did
around.
not. It was I appreciated the painterly quality of
There's some really pretty
these
stuff.
submissions,
Really pretty.
and I think they're quite effective.
yeah, the kind of impressionistic quality of it's
Mhm.
quite nice. I gave it 11.
Okay. Perfect.
And I think that she could wrap that around, and she
Yeah.
knows all about the beaches.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah, she does.
All right, Caitlin out of Neptune. This was very simple but very pretty. like it.
Right, and this is where, you know, I mean, I gave it a 12 because I could see, even though she doesn't have the, you know, the sides of the building that shows how it would go around the dumpster, I could see something like that would really, you know, light up a dumpster if that was just on one side and the other side, you know, didn't have to be photographic, but
Yeah.
if it was just like that, I had hoped somebody would submit something that looked like plants, like the dumpster almost was camouflaged, you know, and
Blended into
just
the
looked like
environment.
plants. Yeah, like
that's
over there in the
that's
parking lot, just
effective.
a bunch of tropical.
Yeah.
We didn't get any of that, but
No.
I can see this being possible to do something like that, so I got a 12 on that.
Okay. What about you?
No.
I mean, I love the wave, but I concur with Trey that it wasn't a clear mock-up. You know, I love the image itself, but I would have liked to have seen
Okay.
a bit more of a mock-up, and that was all.
Okay.
At 13.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is Mark from Atlantic Beach. I will say, I think what drew our attention to this is probably the most unique style. We've never done a style like this. And he actually dropped off, I have them on my desk. When we're done when we're done going through these, I am going to run back in my office because I want to get something else anyway. But he dropped these off like actual cut out shapes that, you know, to just, I don't know, it's a little bit effort.
You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a 10.
Okay.
But only because that's the most fading paint that you couldn't paint that outside on a dumpster. That paint does fluorescent, even out
Really?
of a spray can, does not last a year.
Okay. Good to know.
And when I first look at it, it's like, yeah, I can see it's got the dumpster fire look, you know, like it's a dumpster enclosure. You got the sun.
That's one way to look at it.
You know, so it has that dumpster when you first, you know, it's the,
Yeah.
and maybe that would work with like teal since it's the Jaguar.
Indoors,
Or
it
no,
would work.
I'm just saying a different color where the pink is maybe
On my office wall.
maybe red, maybe like blues or something, but
Yeah.
the
Could you
pink I
go to
just
the next
know.
page?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
a style.
did grade this one. I
Okay.
gave it a 9.
Okay.
To me, number one was just absolutely too busy for me. It more of like a doodle and almost on the verge of graffiti in a way, in my opinion. I guess I'm too much of a fine artist I do appreciate it because it takes quite a bit of imagination and work. The colors, the definition, but
Pelicans.
I've done stuff like that just talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It was. I gave it a 9.
Okay. All right.
I gave it a 12. I saw that he did have some experience with outdoor painting, etc. But to Trey's point, and I respect his point because he has more experience than anybody here with outdoor paints and artwork and stuff like that, and how they hold up. And if I'd talked to him, which I couldn't, and he had mentioned that about the fluorescent paints, I would have, you know, I wouldn't have wanted to go down that road with fluorescent paints and have them fade quickly.
All right. All right. And then this is Natalie out of Neptune.
I'm on 14. I think this would work good definitely on a dumpster and be able to wrap. I think Duval works fine without Jacksonville Beach. Everybody, you know, I'm 14.
Okay.
I give Pearson a 10.
Okay. 10. Got it.
14.
Okay.
What did Chad give, if you don't mind me asking?
He did not like this one.
Okay.
And you said 14?
14.
Okay.
Yes, I concur with
He,
Trey.
he said that the Jaguar jumping out of the wave wasn't his style, but that
Yeah.
her work was good.
That's the only thing.
Kind of.
That's the only thing that I, you know, would say too if we were going to change it. But
I do
other people-
really appreciate the little 904 drawn in the sand.
Yeah,
That was
I
like
saw
a really
that. Yeah.
subtle little detail that was really cool.
I know
Did you go to the next page on her?
Of course.
Yeah, that was
Same
weak
thing.
prior, to me, that was very weak prior
Again,
stuff.
it's all indoor work.
So I didn't, it's not that I was skeptical about like her entry for the dumpster enclosure, but
Okay.
those are, those are night and day different from one another. And it kind of, I, I just don't know how that was produced. You know,
It's a lot of work.
well, yeah, it's either a lot of work or it's some good, I don't know, man. I questioned it.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. And this, her artist name is Ellie Church, and she is out of Jacksonville Beach as well.
All right, I got a 13 on this because same thing I said about the other waves. I think if something like this, I can see it's of course pencil drawing, but painted
Yeah.
would easily work on three sides of any of them, anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has no boundary of ends, or it could easily be.
Okay.
So I think it's, even though it's the same thing as far as it doesn't have the layout of the walls and the doors, but I think it would be an opportunity
What did you
that
get?
would work. I got it at 13.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm working on this one. Did you go to the
Okay.
next page?
Of course.
What did it say on that? Yeah, same thing on the experience
Yeah.
and stuff, but a step ladder, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, going back to experience is virtually indoors, so I was questionable about that, but I did not.
Okay. Got it.
I give this one a 12.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the end.
Could I ask a question about, in driving around and looking at the enclosures, they're nicely prepped.
Yep.
And are the artists, are they contracted to do just to the corner where the exterior meets the interior?
You know,
And then who
yes.
again will maintain the interior, because it's,
So the interior will be just like on any other interiors of ours. We'll keep it as clean as you can keep the inside of a
Yeah.
dumpster, which,
Yeah.
if you've been in them, isn't always super
But
pleasant.
the walls are actually
Right.
broken up. They're not connected in a lot of instances. There's gaps
Yeah.
between one wall to the other, and
Yeah.
the continuity factor was something I had thought about. What is the artist?
Sure.
Where does their work end, and
Right.
where does the city's?
That's a good point. It's going to vary dumpster to dumpster because some have one set of doors that essentially take up one side, and then the other three sides are solid cinder block. So on those, obviously, we would ask the artist just paint the 3 cinder block, and then the doors remain our responsibility because they're wood. And what we've kind of learned is it's just not really great to
It's a
try and do
different
murals
thing,
on the
yeah.
wood. It doesn't work. On some of these that are a little more broken up, it's going to just be case by case, really. And it will be a matter of getting through these, figuring out from a conceptual level, what does the committee feel that fits the bill the best, basically. And then at
Gotcha.
that point, where do you want to see them? You know, obviously some of the ones that are more ocean themed, maybe those make sense in the end zones because the end zones are where people are parking to then walk to the beach. So does it make sense to have beachy
Right.
theme there? And then at that point, I will contact individual artists and work with them on kind of fine tuning and tweaking their concept once they know exactly which dumpster enclosure they're going on. Then I'll work with them at that point.
There you go.
So it'll vary. But it'll be a lot like the Pier parking lot dumpster, where, yeah, there's gaps where the door is because there has to be, but the artwork kind of goes right up to the gaps, and then we've kept the inside as clean as we can until a really bad windstorm ripped the door off.
Taylor, what are we looking at?
So right now, what I've got 4 that everyone has scored and has pretty consistently scored high. So I will go back to the beginning. Remember, we need 6, and we've got 4 pretty strong ones right now that everyone seems that they could pretty easily agree on. This being one of them.
McKinney is
Yep.
one. Okay.
So as we go through between Bob, Trey, and Terry, who are the 3 voting members here, her total score is 41. Pretty high. So is everyone comfortable saying that this would be one of the top 6?
Let's go with it.
All right. No, we'll check that one. Okay. The next one that is pretty unanimous is Michael.
Michael Kulik.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're just gonna ask him to maybe punch the colors. in
Yep.
that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Everyone in agreement?
Yes.
All right. Make a note. Brighter colors. All right. The next that everyone seemed pretty good with is
All right, so.
not this one. Same artist, not that one. The raccoon, right? No,
Yeah, right.
just kidding. Sorry, I can't let the raccoon go.
Love the raccoon.
I do. Tropical Paradise, everyone seems pretty unanimous. Bob, not to put you on the spot, but if you had to score this one out of the 15,
You know, I would.
for the record, could you score it for me?
Yes. You know what? What I would do is I would score Josh very similar to the one I did score with him
Okay. I think you
Because-
had his first design at a 12
at
out of 15.
a 12.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
That
you-
sounds
all
good.
right. Okay, that might put him. So that would put this one a little lower compared to the other ones that have 3 votes. So let me see. All right, so that puts him at a 39.
But he is one of the 6.
As of right now,
Okay.
tentatively, yes, depending on how a couple more of these shake out, because I'm going to have to put you on the spot a few more times.
Okay.
Be warned. The next one that was universally is Russell Wilson. Everyone that got actually a 43
Yeah.
out of 45.
Good.
So
That's good.
everyone good with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then this got a 39 out of 45, as well as Josh, the tropical plants. Those both collectively out of the 3 of you have 39. So those are both kind of on the cusp. So just keep. Let's see.
So, okay, so at some point, are we gonna decide between those 2?
I don't know that we're going to have to. That might actually just make us exactly at 6.
Okay.
I will ask Bob, Danielle, where do you stand with this? Because this was one that was favored by the
Yes.
chair. Terry had this one, I believe, at a 14. Trey has this at an 11,
And-
depending on. this-
And could you go to the next page on her, please?
Oh, yep.
Yeah. She has done a restroom for us?
No.
No.
Yep. Now she's applied. This is not the first time we've seen her. And she's got a really great portfolio.
Okay. Artistic quality.
I mean, if that was a photograph with superimposed stuff on there, I'm sure she could paint that, but just
12.
Okay. That might put her above a couple of others. Okay, yep. So that puts hers at 37 right now. All right. Let's see. All right, how do we feel? I know Terry really liked the dogs. Trey, this was one of your not as high scores. So Bob, just gonna put you on the
Yes.
spot again.
And
Since we've got one kind of high score, one middle score.
can we go to the next page
Yep.
on her? I do like what she did with the dogs. I'm not so sure about her prior work.
Okay.
And the connection is definitely there. 13.
All right.
Just makes me laugh, actually. Right. Just,
The sand on the nose is so familiar
All right.
with me.
And then the
you're
only
right. You could have multiple ones maybe on different walls.
this was also pretty favorable amongst. Yeah, so this is a 38 amongst you guys.
Pearson.
Yep.
That was in the staff selection.
Yeah, it's getting tight.
So right now, you guys very confidently have Deborah McKinney, which was the surfboards with kind of reminded me almost of like the Vans old school checkered print across the top.
Yep.
Michael Kulik, who has done work with us before, as long as we ask him to kind of brighten the colors up, make them a little more vibrant. So those two are for sure. Josh Ferris, if I'm saying your name wrong and you're listening, I'm sorry. The pink background with the kind of tropical plants, that sits at a 39, which is kind of on the cusp of these higher scores. Do you want to move forward with adding him to the pool of 6, or do we want to kind of keep vetting through some of these? Because right now our top 3 standouts have a 41, 42, 43, which are the surfboards, Michael Kulik, who did the pier restroom, and then Russell Wilson, which was the tropical flowers that were a little more.
Yeah.
So they're done.
Yeah, those 3
They're in.
I can confidently say. If you guys are saying you're all in agreement on those are the first
Yeah.
half of this.
Sure.
Okay,
Yep. So we have half of it done.
fabulous. So with that being said,
Well, then we can.
the next highest scores would be Josh with his tropical flowers, Beth with the turtle.
Hazlett.
Let's see, and then this one.
Pearson.
Those have a 39, 38, and 39. But then we also have 2 sitting at a 37, which is Danielle, who has the images of the Scotty Cousin birds on hers, and then the dogs. So those are all kind of right around the same. Gotta pick
But-
3.
But Ferris, Pearson, and Hazlett scored higher.
They did. Yeah. At this point, you know.
Okay.
It would seem that if we just took the high now, if we just took the next highest scores, where would we be at?
The Tropical Plants by Josh, the Turtle by Beth, and this one, the Waves with the Jaguar and Duval.
Well, I have to say, if that's how they scored,
Mm-hmm.
then there was a reason that we would score maybe one score lower, or one score higher, or 1 point, or whatever. And if those came in, I would, in my opinion, I would say go with the ones that scored, run the ones that scored the highest in the next 3,
Okay.
instead of trying to go back and rethink it. We did score them.
Sure.
And
Yeah. I just want to make sure you guys give everybody the opportunity to make sure,
Yeah.
Well,
because it's a lot and there's a lot to look at. So
yeah.
the first 3 were pretty obvious. They were pretty high. And now that you've got a bunch kind of in a cluster between 37, 38, 39.
Well, that's because they were close.
Yeah.
That's because they were close.
Yep.
But the point system that we use allows us to make this decision, which is sometimes hard, but in 1 point apart.
It does.
If we just go with the point system, then we're done.
Yeah.
All right, so Josh is going to be the 4th.
Looks like it. Let's see.
Is that was 39?
Yeah, sorry. This is one of the 39s as well. Her and Josh both. This got a 39, and that was one of the obviously
Yeah.
the highest scorers.
And
And
Ferris is going to do flowers as well.
that one.
Wilson and Ferris will have to separate those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
that's-
would stick to the point system.
The
Okay.
theme.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could be here another hour.
That is very true. Lord, let me add these up one more time. I do not want to be the one to not add something correctly. Okay, yeah. So this got a 39 and... Yep. So did the turtle. All right, so that puts you guys at 5.
Yeah.
So there's one more.
And then
Um,
Natalie, the Duval with the Wave and the Jaguar has a 38. And then you guys have 2 that have 37.
As much as I'd like to see
the dogs.
dogs,
Oh,
just instead of these for dogs. Again, I would go back to sticking to the point system.
okay.
You guys agree?
We can,
Try.
Yeah.
And let me
Okay.
make sure, Bob, you scored this one a 10, and Trey and Terry, you guys both have this at a 14. Is that right?
but we can discuss the Jaguar jumping out of the wave with this artist possibly.
I mean, yeah, I'll take your recommendation. I'm just
Everything else
facilitating.
I can imagine the Duval being over on one wall with the Wave, the stuff, and the Jaguar being on that little other side wall
Yeah.
or something. It
Yeah.
has that postcard look that you almost see in every town. You know, this probably could be one of the ones on 2nd Street, or, you know, not on the beach.
I agree with Trey.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it just, most of
Okay.
it has a sense of reality to me, but the Jaguar jumping out of the surf is a little bit.
If she could maybe tweak that to their recommendations.
I mean,
Jaguar is not jumping out of the way.
I'm sure they're going to get all excited when they get
Yeah, they're,
Mhm.
Okay.
the chance to figure out where they're going to put it and what's going to go
Okay.
where. And
Yeah.
Duval might end up being big or something.
That's really what I was confused about a lot, is seeing one, like, portrait of their plan and trying in my mind to divvy it up into, like, 3 walls. That was a
Well, to your
little bit of
point,
a.
keep in mind when we make these suggestions, then the design that we're looking at is no more, and it becomes a new design that we will be just rubber stamping. Correct, Taylor?
I mean, really at this point, once we approve these designs, then we'll work with each of the artists to get them to a location. And if there are minor modifications that we'll ask them to make, you know, we'll do like we've done in the past and just kind of email that rendering out to you guys. But once this gets the green light here, we take this to the CRA for their approval next week, and then we'll take this to council. You know, as always, we take it to CRA and council to make sure they're comfortable with it, and then we will coordinate with the artist just based on the piece and what's going to make the most sense.
So when it's presented to the CRA and the city council, will it be presented along with our notes about, you know, that we made a recommendation that maybe the Jaguar?
Likely by the time it gets to council, just because we're usually like
No.
20 to 30 days out on council,
Right.
the artist will have ample time to hopefully make those modifications. But if they're unable to give us an updated rendering by that time, then yes, the notes and the comments on some of the changes that we'd like to see will be
Trey,
relayed.
what would you say is the largest dimension of one of those walls? It's like,
Maybe 18 feet, 20 feet.
They're not even, they're 6.
not that
Listen,
They're
if you
not-
guys saw a crazy person out there in the wind the other day with a tape measure, it was me. It was 16 feet
Six-
by, yeah, that's the longest
Yeah,
one.
by 8
10,
or 7?
10
10.
feet.
Was one of the longest. The biggest surface area, I believe, of just like continuous wall space is the one by Sun Deli, the 10th Ave South, I believe, off the top of my head. They're all about the same size, though. When you actually measure the paintable surface, they're all roughly the same size. But the one that has the most continuous square footage is
I
that
mean,
one.
that would obviously fit on one wall, but what do you do with the other 3 walls to connect?
You just
This
have more
big-
waves and more palm trees and, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
I
let me
think-
do
I
this.
think
I'm
that's
going to
when-
go.
When somebody gets the idea that they can have that, and that's. So we have 5. But
We've got
what's the
6.
Oh,
We've
we
got all of
6.
them. So I'm going to go through this one more time. Bear with me while I get to the beginning and just make sure that everybody is on the same page. So this is, Deborah scored a 41. So this is one of the top 6. Everybody concur?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the one you were just talking about. And I don't think they can paint the doors, but that's all right.
We can pivot.
Yeah.
I'll work with her. This is 2 of 6. Everyone comfortable and in agreement on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. And he scored a 42 out of 45. and Josh design number 5. This was 39 out of 45, so this would be number 3 out of 6 for our 6 dumpsters, excuse me.
That's
Everyone
not the
concurs?
rest, so I think it'd be all right.
Everybody good? Okay. And then up next is, This Russell Wilson had a 43 out of 45. He was actually the overall highest scorer. Everybody concur?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then Beth had 39 out of 45.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that is 5 of 6. And then number 6 with a 38 is Natalie.
Pearson.
This,
Okay.
this design.
Yeah.
And I think the one that demands the most, possibly the graphically the change, would be this one.
Okay.
I would say this one. The other ones you just punch the colors out,
Okay.
give a little more boldness. This one, the elements are there, but like you said, to see how they fit on the dumpster, and maybe moving the Jaguar over here on its own or whatever
Right.
is going to take some. It's going to take a bit more.
Okay.
So, if she,
But just expanded skies and sunbeams and stuff going on, all the clouds coming in from both sides, I think an artist would be able to make that work. Just
Okay.
like the other, couple of the other walls, they're the same.
Taylor, what's the timeline on this?
This goes to the CRA next week. It will go to City Council in March. And given both of those meetings go okay and we get the yes from both of those entities, then I will reach out to the artist the day after council approves to start working with them, get their contract signed. And a lot of them said they could start pretty quickly after award. So I would assume once we award, probably sometime around April, we could see some of these get going. And most people that submitted, I don't think many, I think most were right around a week, like 5-7 days is what we saw pretty consistently across the board. Some
Yeah.
were a little less, some were maybe a little more, but
I would like to, sort of monitor that activity.
sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah, so I'll do kind of what we've historically done. Once we get the CRA approval, I'll let you guys know. Once we get any updates to the renderings, like making the colors brighter and then tweaking the Jaguar a little bit, we'll send those out to you guys as soon as we have them. And then once City Council, if they green light and give us the approval, I'll notify you guys. And then when we have tentative start dates, I'll send those to you. Be on the lookout when we get to that point, though, because there will be 6. Usually I just send you guys, hey, this person is starting by this time. But there will be 6 of those this time, but we'll make sure that we keep those communications flowing as well as our external communications once we get the final approvals and contracts are signed, and then we'll start putting it out to the public as well.
is
All
the Jaguar going to eat the girl on the bicycle?
Maybe.
I'm sure about that. I'm
No,
just-
the
Not
surfer.
sure.
He's going to jump on the surfer.
I would, yes.
I'll
So
just
if
figure
you
it out.
have your notes, rubrics, or anything that you commented on score-wise, if you're able to leave those for the record with me. And then again, just to read off for the record, the unanimous decision for these 6 artists are Deborah McKinney, Michael Kulik, Josh Ferris, Russell Wilson, Beth Hazlett, and Natalie Pearson.
Sounds good.
All right.
And those are the same, except for one that the
Yeah.
staff has recommended.
Yes.
One of the, I have a couple things I wanted to say. Somebody had asked me if to apply, which I didn't see on the call, if they had to have their own liability insurance. So they had to have a certificate of insurance of some kind.
Yeah.
And I told them I wasn't sure, and I wasn't sure if it was on the call. I told them where to look for the call. And then I know, have we heard anything about painting the green boxes? This is kind of the same thing as the boxes thing.
Yes, those are not going to be as straightforward and simple because the dumpster enclosures are the CRAs. We built them, we paid for them, we funded them. This is the art committee that is also then funded out of the CRA, so those are a lot more straightforward. The green boxes in most cases are not ours, so that's a little more of a challenge, unfortunately. I would love to say, yeah, sure, let's go paint all of them. Unfortunately, it's just not
Right.
feasible right now for us to be able to do those. We do have another updated though to dumpster. We have a dumpster enclosure and a compactor. So Well, once we get these rolling, we will likely issue a call for 2 more murals. So
And I think there was a couple dumpsters in the master plan that probably still could be painted now that we kind of know.
they are that original master plan, though. Heather knows. Oh,
I just know there was a
just
few
kidding.
dumpsters.
There's no one up there. No, but Heather and I have looked at those, and unfortunately, it was really exciting. That was obviously pre us. A lot of those are private.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what could be done is, as part of our facade grant program, we do cover a 2-to-1 ratio of murals, and so once we kind of get these going and we see how this process works, the dumpster enclosures, we could reach out to those private businesses that do have private dumpsters and say, hey, by the way, are you aware that these grant funds exist? And, we have a wonderful pool of applicants if you're interested.
Now we have
and
like, some
encourage.
examples,
Correct,
and
yeah.
We might get
When I drove around looking at these, I couldn't help but
notice the ones that we already have, that are already in the plan.
they're not as nice as
No,
the ones that we are decorating, but
Quick question, the RFP for the pier, entranceway.
Uh-huh.
When's that going out? Do we know yet?
No,
Okay,
nope,
Okay.
not unfortunately, not quite there yet.
okay.
I mean, definitely in the next couple of months.
And that's going out globally,
Yeah.
basically.
those aren't that amazing.
The third Thursday of March,
March.
which off the top of my head, I can't tell you that date. Let me see.
Likely won't be here.
That's the 19th. And to be very fair, we will not have, I don't think we're on the council agenda until after that meeting. So that meeting will likely be canceled because we probably will not have anything March 19th. I'll email you guys sometime next week though to confirm.
Definitely be out of the country, so I won't be in town.
Okay.
If it does occur.
I think someone else had a scheduling conflict, so that may not work.
Okay. All right. If there's anything else, if not, meeting adjourned.
Awesome.
Second.
Great.
All right. Thanks everyone. I appreciate it.
Yes, Taylor, thank you.
I will keep you guys informed on CRA council artists.
here you go. You want
Yes.
this?
I'll take any notes. I know you guys don't believe me, but I really do scan and keep these, even when you're.
It's okay. That's the way you got.